And we are live once again. It is the Best Ball Barbecue, and this is day number 11 with a consecutive stream and a consecutive draft. We are joined by a very special guest. We got Tyler Emo Cowboy from Fantasy Sanctuary on the program today. We're going to be doing some more, just talking about these rookies, man. We put a close on the running backs yesterday. Going to dive into, I think, some more receivers today. I was listening to a podcast earlier. It sounds like Matthew Golden's the guy in this class that no one's talking about. I've heard Matthew Golden, but no one's really pumping him up. So I want to dive into him because I haven't watched a single Matthew Golden. I don't even know what he looks like. If you show me 5 pictures of 5 receivers, I could not pick Matthew Golden out of a lineup. So we're gonna dive into him. We're gonna dive into another draft, and we're gonna dive into some trivia. But before we do any of those things, let's hit the intro.
Welcome to the Madhouse.
All right, we are back. The one, the only Emo Cowboy. How we doing, baby?
Peak influencer hours. We're rocking and we're rolling, brother. The sun is out. I'm walking shirtless, getting a tan. Life is good.
Must be nice, dude. It's like 20 here today, which is actually a nice average winter day in Minnesota, which is it's 20 out. It's like, all right, you can go to the house and hang out, but it's gets lower than that. It was a couple weeks ago. I remember I was starting a new job and it was negative 15 and I'm going door to door. I'm like, dude, this is awful.
Door to door and minus 15 is some lovely fucking work stuff. That's brutal. No, only in Houston can you have 4 to 6 inches of snow, 2 weeks of monsoon rain, and then it's back to 82 degrees, sunny, and it feels like fucking April and May out here, man. It's been a wild 3 weeks, but that's life on the coast.
Hey, at least you're not near Dallas. A lot of content coming out of Dallas these days.
I just want to make it clear. Fuck Dallas. Those of you that may not know, Houston and Dallas have an age-old rivalry.
Do they really?
Oh yeah. The monumental beef. It's definitely one-sided. The rich white folk of Dallas couldn't give a rat's ass, and downtrodden blue-collar Houston is just straight birds. It's no fandom of Dallas in the H-Town parts.
I'm guessing you're not really crying over the Luka Doncic trade then.
Oh God, I could give a shit. It's a joke of a professional organization and a joke of a professional league trying to just keep up with the NFL. It's adorable, really.
There we go. Well, let's dive into some NFL. Here we go. We got some trivia today. NFC Feast. Name every player that scored a receiving touchdown for an NFC East team during the 2024 regular season. So pretty straightforward here.
Man, this would have been way more fun if it was Thanksgiving games specifically.
Oh, it would have, yeah.
That would have been perfect.
All right, let's just get the games out of the way. CD, Barry, and then there we go. Just go.
And it's just
Brown. Any player. Yep. So we get
Eagles and Commanders, regular season. I think Olamed had a receiving touchdown before the playoff. Olamed Zacchaeus.
Oh, Olamide, you mean?
Is it Olamide?
Yeah, Olamide Zacchaeus.
Well, I called him Olamide for 7 years, so hard to break that down.
For the Giants. Yeah, he did have one. There we go.
He had the one. Yeah.
Let's get Diami Brown in here. Let's get Zach Ertz in here.
Ertz, old man Ertz shoved it down my throat.
Noah Brown, Hail Mary.
God, what a play.
Dallas Goedert.
And then you've got the running backs, Robinson and Eckler.
Saquon, yeah, Eckler. Did Brian Robinson catch a touchdown, you think? Probably
receiving? One. Yeah, I think they.
Or is it just a score? Wait, I didn't. No, it's let's see here. No, he did. Oh,
just score. Oh, receiving touchdown.
Wait, did Eckler not score? Eckler didn't score one. A receiving.
He didn't score a receiving touchdown?
I guess not.
Wow.
I think John Bates had one. Their backup tight end. Oh, he didn't. Okay, now we gotta lock it in. Okay. Giants. Tyler
Giants.
Tracy definitely had
Yeah,
one.
I was about to say Tracy snagged a couple, I think.
He only had one. Who had three?
Slayton
Slayton
got one. Yeah.
Okay. Wandale, he probably caught one or no?
Did he catch a touchdown?
I don't remember him catching one. But he probably had one. He was on the field all those. He had to. Yeah,
he had to have like chat check. Did he have like just one single receiving touchdown? I don't think he had two. He had oh my god! There's no way. What?
Yeah, let's get some of these Cowboys out of the way. Jake Ferguson. He didn't have one this year.
He didn't play enough games. He was out like 10 fucking games, and most of it was
who had more receiving touchdowns than CD? Jalen Tolbert.
I know Tolbert scored a touchdown, but I think it was I think the backup tight end for Dallas score. What's his fucking name?
Who? Freaking Hendershot?
No, not Hendershot.
No. What's that guy's name? I know you're talking about.
I'm totally blanking on that.
Schoonmaker. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, we only got one guess left, and also we're effed. Okay, who are the other big names? We got a lot of Eagles down here.
Oh, did you say Smith yet?
Yeah, we got Devonta, AJ, Saquon, Dallas.
Receiving touchdown.
I remember Rager had one. Or not Rager, sorry, Dotson. Dotson had one. I remember that game.
Yeah, he got the one touchdown.
Oh, what the hell? Did it go through? Wait, okay.
Got it already.
Dotson.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he definitely had a touchdown. What are we talking about? Dotson had one.
It was in the playoffs.
The playoffs. Oh, man.
It was the first week of playoffs.
Okay, yeah.
That's right. Johnny Wilson scored the 7-yard touchdown. Ennis Smith got one.
I don't remember Stinnett catching one. I feel like he was never on the field.
What? He must have caught a single receiving touchdown. Oh, I forgot about the Crowder. I think that Crowder was a 2-touchdown game.
It might have been.
Trent Scott, the fucking offensive lineman. We were never going to get that.
Yeah. Chris, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who that is.
Manhurts, he's a blocking tight end.
Of course he is.
Came from the Jags.
Of course he is. All right. Well, let's dive into some best ball. I want to try and fill a war room. I've done one. I definitely want to max this. Have you looked at the breakdown on this? It's really nice.
Yeah, it's the one I want to max the most.
Yeah. Too bad you only do 4.
So I'm being super sweaty with it and trying to wait to max it at the end with the most information.
30-seat final is really fun.
Oh, yeah. 2 of 12, 2 of 10, 2 of 10, 30-seat final. That's what dreams are made of.
Yeah, right. You get top 10, you're walking away with $1,200. You get top third, which is like, I don't know. So let's dive in here. Let's just see if it's close to filling. We're waiting on 8. We might stay in here for like 2 seconds if you guys want to hop in here. I doubt we'll be able to fill it, but you know what? Maybe we can. So we'll hop in here. If anyone wants to hop in, we're in the war room. I'll give it a minute. Otherwise, we'll just hop into a big board as per usual. But how much drafting have you been doing?
I think I'm up to like 25 drafts with like 15 slows yet to wrap up. So probably like just around like 40 drafts, I think. I told myself I'd slow it down, and now I've gotten back into like anytime I want to go for a walk or walk the dogs, I'm like, it's a great time to rip an hour draft.
Yeah, this thing's not going to fill. Let's just go on the big board. Okay, big board time. I'll give a countdown. Here we go. Big board drafting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Waiting for 5, so hop in here if you want to draft in the big board. I'm gonna go grab my updated rankings here real quick. 52 teams. Here we go. Let's give this a refresh.
I saw Seth, aka Wabi, in chat mention that Schoonmaker's a nice 20th round pick. I mean, he's fine. This is one of those things where like before you take a player, make sure you know what like their like contract situation is. So like with Ferguson, he still has a cheap year, base salary $3 million, 3.5 cap. So like as far as contract is concerned, he's not a free agent till next year. Mm-hmm. So really and truly, the only way Schoonmaker has outs is either just you're taking a tight end 2, hoping that Ferguson gets hurt or gets, relegated, which I don't think they're going to do anytime soon. It was just, banged up banged up season with no Dak, so nothing to play for. I expect him to be the starting tight end again. But, I mean, good name to watch. He was an interesting prospect coming out, and they typically just rotate tight ends, but more likely a really good name to look for early in drafts next year, since they don't have to re-sign him, and they didn't do that with Schultz last time around. So, I mean, I view him kind of like Brenton Strange, but with Brenton Strange, the difference is that Ingram is a potential easy cut. I don't imagine Cohen comes in and wants to like start cutting weapons left and right before he gets guys in. But if they, with the new GM, they just decide, hey, 32-year-old, oughtn't but old. Strange did fine. I could see that. I think Strange has slightly more value as a 20th round pick, considering I expect both offenses to be more efficient this year, but Strange has a potential to jump into a starting role if they do move on from Ingram. I think it's easier to move on from Ingram than Kirk.
I was just gonna say that, yeah, because I remember I looked at let me pull them both up because I looked at them. I remember like initially, but
they're both potential cut options. But I don't think you get rid of a starting receiver in this NFL. I think you can do it with tight end with guys like Conklin being free and Juwan being free agents.
Yeah,
I don't think they cut anybody, but if they do, I think Ingram's is the more cuttable option. They probably extend him or restructure, but yeah, I think Kirk's more likely to stay considering he's coming off the injury. Slot is important in Cohen's offense. BTJ's got versatility, and they don't have to spend big money in free agency by retaining him.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is dead cap's 13 mil, but the dead cap is I think it looks like it's all just right here. It's all
spread out in the void years.
So they would save about what? They'd save 6 mil if they cut him, and they're going to pay him regardless. So they would save 6 mil in theory because almost like a free 6 mil because they have to pay him regardless, kind of thing. So they can save money by cutting him, but maybe he's worth 6 mil. Like Evan,
the only way they can save money is by cutting him post
Monra Nico. Monra Nico.
Ooh, I like both Eileen and Monra.
Too late.
Oh well, we get the alpha that scores touchdowns.
Yeah.
So I like both those guys. I want equal amounts of both. If you had to like gun to my head, Amon-Ra is so good. But this was his best year in touchdown output of his career.
Yeah.
And it was also the year he saw the most red zone touches. But we know that part of that came with David Montgomery being injured and the defense losing starters every single week, leading to shootouts. Ben Johnson's gone. The defense is going to get healthier. They're likely to draft to improve that. Amon-Ra is still going to eat. He's still going to do great. I don't know that like he can outdo the offensive performance he's done. Nico missed I think it was closer to 5 or 6 weeks coming off injury, and then he left the game early, coming off of a big touchdown play early in the game, and then he had 2 long touchdown plays called back. So like in a vacuum, I think Eileen Nico is a guy who his baseline is unquestioned alpha in the offense. Diggs might not come back, and if he is, he's 31 coming off an ACL. Tank Dell not likely to play much, if at all, next year. They're likely going to bring in a rookie or somebody else, but like Stroud to Nico is just such a easy bet, and the offensive line and the offensive system could be just healthier and more efficient next year. So I like both guys. Easy to go, Nico.
I usually go AJ here. I just feel like AJ in the second round feels good for me. CMC can.
I'm not taking CMC at these prices personally, not right now.
Okay, fair. You like AJ?
Yeah, I mean, give me a wide receiver 1 on a top scoring offense.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah. Let's tackle the CMC thing here because I get why he's going so high, right? We know what he looks like at his best. I would say I would be a little surprised if he was that player, like, he's going to give you, let's say, 15, 16 games and he just wrecks fantasy like he did in 2023. I feel like you kind of go through like these drafts looking for upside, and CMC is obviously the highest upside guy in that range just because we've seen what he can do, but it's just he's getting older. How old is he? Like 29, 28?
That's what I'm looking up.
Yeah.
I think he's coming up on his 20. He'll be 29 this season.
Okay. When does he turn 29? Like soon?
Yeah, he turns 29 in June.
Okay, so B29s, which is like, I think there's a lot of older backs that have been getting it done recently, and I think it's still San Fran. I think, I mean, just assuming all those guys are back healthy this year. Hopefully, Trent Williams sticks around. I heard some retirement, maybe Buzz, maybe him.
I mean, yeah, I'd say I'm more worried about Trent Williams being really
Yeah.
banged up, and I think he's going to be like, what, 33 or 34 this year?
Yeah, he's not going to be young. So,
and he and San Francisco have been having like arguments about contracts the last 2 years in a row.
Yeah. So I just that worries me for CMC. Obviously, it's not a huge thing. It's like you're not having to pay up on him though. I mean, you're getting him in the middle of round 2, so I think he's definitely worth some shots. I don't know if I want to be overly exposed to him, but I wouldn't say that I'm fading him. He just might be an 8% guy. Because
I'm definitely fading him right now for the reason that, like,
do you think he falls any farther though?
I don't think he does right now, but I think we see there's a couple of guys that are very fragile ADPs every year, and it's typically running backs that the market's overpricing early on because there's no news, and we've just decided to, mind wipe. Any negative news, any negative health news, he's dropping like a goddamn rock because we just dealt with it. And any news about workload, I think he drops. And my thing is like, and MDS points it out, I was like, his injury wasn't like a clean ligament tear or like an ankle sprain. It was tendonitis in both knees and his Achilles at the start of the year that got so bad. He missed 10 weeks, had to go to Germany to get treated, and came back and looked slow as fuck, man. Like if you put blinders on, you didn't know, was that Nick Chubb off an ACL and MCL or was that CMC?
Yeah.
And in that role, he wasn't producing like he used to. He just wasn't. He wasn't as efficient, and so he wasn't being fed as much. And they went more pass heavy as a team. And you saw that with Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings getting a lot of good volume. The problem is just like we don't know how healthy he's going to be, and the thing with tendonitis is it doesn't go away. You just manage it. So that's the scary part. Is like I think you're risking him not being as efficient as he used to be. I'm smashing JSN here, but I'm also good with Kyron.
Okay, those are like the two players I don't click as much in this range. Make the case for both, I guess. I mean, I like JSN, so I'm down to click him. But I feel like I don't know. I think Garrett Wilson's the best straight up receiver in this tier. So I'm a big bet on talent guy. So I really like Garrett Wilson.
I know, but betting on talent when you don't know what the situation is, I think it's just undue risk. And this early on, I don't want to take too many undue risks if I can. And I'm not good at assessing risk totally, but I think JSN's more well set up than Garrett Wilson is right now. And I'd rather just bank on that. I want to click Garrett Wilson more. I just hate his fucking price. Truly. Because it's like, what are the odds they get like a good receiver? Like I think his ceiling outcome is they retain Rodgers and they just get better coaching and better health. I think that's
they retain Rodgers, then Devontae's back, which isn't good.
Well, but I'm saying like what is better than that outcome for Garrett Wilson? They don't have a top 3 draft pick, and they don't like what quarterback are they going to get in free agency? Darnold's not going there.
Yeah, Darnold's not going there. I think
it's
Kirk. I don't think it's Kirk. Kirk feels like a Brown to me. I don't know why, but he feels like a Brown.
But a Brown. So what I'm asking is, what's the best quarterback outcome for Garrett Wilson? That's not
Jameis. Let Jameis sling it. Draft.
Oh yeah, every team loves to let Jameis start all the games.
I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at it like I just think there's a good chance he's the only. I think Devontae's gone and Rodgers could be gone, and then he's the only receiver there, and he's a really good receiver.
Add more people though. They're not going to rock. I get what you're saying. So I'm here with either Smith or Mixon to do the team stack.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. I haven't drafted Mixon once, so maybe just go Mixon. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get a little Houston thing going on here. I watched him play at the end of the last year, and I'm like, man, was that awful? Like, he just didn't look good. Like, just watching him play, I was like, this guy, he looked awesome in the beginning, but then I feel like these older running backs just like,
well, but what happened to Mixon last year?
What do you mean?
What happened to him? It's not like he just suddenly stopped playing good. What happened?
He got hurt.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, and he's old. That's what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily.
Well, I'm just saying, like we've seen
a long season.
My thing is like contextualize it. He got hip drop tackled, a severe high ankle sprain, missed 4 weeks, in the middle of the season. That was the like, oh my God, he looks awesome. And then like, yeah, he got hip drop tackled. It was like the only one called for the rest of the season. Missed 4 weeks with an ankle sprain. We've seen guys like Eckler and otherwise like look hampered coming off an ankle sprain mid-season. Happens to every skill player that it happens to. And then he got another ankle sprain like in like week 10 or 11 or whatever. So it's like, yeah, of course he physically looked bad. He was on bum ankles behind the worst offensive line in the league outside of like what? The I don't know that there was a worse offensive line, to be honest. So like, yeah,
there's got to be a couple out there.
Tell me a line that was worse than the
Bears were awful. Their O-line was awful.
I know, and Stroud still saw worse pressure numbers because of I think it was talent and a coaching issue. Oh, the Pats. That's fair. Okay, you got me. But like Pats.
Here's my thing. Why click Mixon when you could just click Chuba? Like that's such a easier click.
Well, so here's my pushback. The D'Amico Ryans loves Mixon. They traded for him and they gave him a 2-year extension. They didn't have to do that. They gave no one else like meaningful work. It was all Mixon's work unless he was like hurt. The thing with Chuba is we already saw this happen last year. They liked Chuba. Chuba did great. They spent a 2nd-round pick on Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks is probably not going to play next year. What is stopping them from in a Canales system that uses 2 running backs from adding another running back?
They're not adding another meaningful running back. There's no way.
Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They already did it. They already did it.
I know that's why they're not going to do it again. Let's go Chuba here.
Do you want to do Chuba, DK, or Kittle? I'm good with any of those.
Actually, yeah, like DK could be fun too with this Seattle. I like Kittle too. You choose. I'm actually down for whatever. I got enough.
Kittle's been falling, so I think it's Chuba or DK, and I'm good with either.
Go DK. Let's go DK then. Yeah. I don't think I have a DK JSN thing, but here, like, I don't think that the Panthers like they drafted a running back in the 2nd round last year. Like, do you think like maybe they draft a guy in the 3rd, and I guess it depends on who it is, but even if it's a rookie, I feel pretty confident that like they re-signed Chuba. They obviously love him, and I think
go look at
like,
that contract.
Coaching staff did it. What's up with the contract?
Have you looked at the contract?
Let me fucking look at the contract.
It's like $8 million a year. It's not that much.
Okay, but it's not like they're going to cut Chuba.
I'm not saying they're going to cut him. I'm just saying.
But they obviously. My point is that they obviously like him enough to extend him. Like when they got there, like they were in the building for a couple months before they went to the draft. Like they didn't really get to see Chuba play. I think Chuba's like one of the biggest leaders on that team. I think he's kind of like.
I agree.
I just don't think they're going to draft another guy. And even if they do, let's say it's gonna. I will bet money it's not going to be a 1st or a 2nd round running back. It's going to be if it's anyone. It's
the team that already did it is not going to do it again.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to do it 2 years in a row.
Okay, well, why am I arguing with you on this? You said he's safer than Mixon. I very much disagree with that statement. That's it.
Oh, he's
I like Chuba.
Texans are drafting a running back.
Safer, and I will take that bet that Chuba is more risk than Mixon right now.
More risk in terms of for the team to add a running back?
Yes.
No, I just.
All right, what do you? This is fantastic. The bets have already started. It's February 5th. We're already betting on that.
I'll bet you a BBM that the Texans draft a running back.
Man, I was really hoping Ken Walker would come back to us. That's why I didn't want to take Chuba. Yeah, all right. I bet you a BBM. And so, what is this like? The higher
running back
or highest drafted running back to either Houston or Carolina?
I guess yeah. We'll have to split a tie if it's like a free agent situation. But I'm thinking more draft. I like Hampton here. I do like Hampton.
I like James Conner more. Can I interest you in James Conner?
Sure, because I don't have any of them. Make the case.
So that's my other thing too. Is like I think the team more likely to add a running back between Houston, Carolina, and Arizona is Carolina. I'm saying most likely, just because who else is behind Chuba? It's probably not Miles Sanders. It's probably not Jonathan Brooks. So it's just like out of need. The Texans have Dameon Pierce, and they have.
They don't like Dameon Pierce. I don't think they like Dameon Pierce.
They didn't like him, and then last year they said he finally figured it out, and like he looked okay, right? And I'm saying okay, but I'm saying like as RB2, they liked him enough to cut or trade Cam Akers. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, but like I think James Conner and Chuba Hubbard are very, very similar. James Conner's cheaper, and he's connected to the offense that might be better.
Yeah.
So like, why not? And the team already added Trey Benson, and Benson wasn't good, and they're not likely to add anybody else versus Like Carolina needs an RB2 that isn't dog shit Miles Sanders or missing an ACL. So it goes to figure that if any team is going to add a new guy, it's Carolina versus any of those three guys. I'll take the cheapest one that still looked awesome. The team loves him. The team extended him. They don't like his backup, but they're not incentivized to add anyone to his backup. And if Carolina adds someone that's good, it could take away, because we saw when Jonathan Brooks came back, he instantly got like several like passing down touches, and those are valuable. So it's like they want someone to operate. Why else would they go get Brooks? Like that's all I'm saying.
You know, I would say, and like this other dude knows ball. You do know ball. That's why you're on the channel. But my thing is,
dude, I love it.
Yeah, you're the other dude.
I'm the other woman.
Fantasy Sanctuary link in the description. Go get that a sub. My thing is, I think they might add another running back. I'm just saying that they're not going to add somebody good enough to take away serious work from Chuba. Like they're not. I don't think they draft a running back in the first or second round. I would bet money on that. Like they're going to get a receiver. They're going to get an O-line. They're going to get an edge. Like they have so many other needs. And I know we said this last year, but like that's why I don't think they do it again this year. Like yeah, maybe they add I don't even. Let me look at the list I got. Woody Marks or something.
I can't wait to remind you.
They added Woody Marks.
I can't wait to remind you about a quote that Canales said last year. Tracy 10 picks best ADP could be fun, and Jacoby Myers is a smash.
Yeah. A lot of people are on the Jacoby train.
I mean, just projected volume with Chip Kelly seems fun, but Tyron Tracy after ADP is also fun.
Let's get a young running back in here.
Let's get some youth in these dusty knees. Hey, do you remember what Canales said when he accepted the head coaching position last spring?
We're going to run the ball. Yeah, I know that.
No, he said, we're going to run the shit out of the ball. Does that sound like
even better?
Does that sound like a guy who's not going to keep spending second-round picks on running backs?
He's not going to. He's not drafting. I will bet money he does not draft.
He already did.
Yeah, I'm not. He's not going to draft.
Double down.
He's going to draft. They need so many other. Do you know how bad their defense was last year? It was like the worst in the league. They were awful.
And guess what? They need to make Bryce Young work.
Exactly. So draft a fucking receiver, not your backup running back.
Guess what? You can do both things.
Yeah, draft a backup running back in round 5, not in round 2.
We spent 5 years telling the Packers to draft a receiver, and what they do? They kept shoving running back, halfback, and tight end down your fucking
And guess
throat.
what? They were fucking wrong.
And NFL teams are dumb. I don't love Tyron Tracy on the board at ADP, but in the 7th round for a guy who got strong coach speak to end the year, who has really strong pass catching abilities, I don't mind mixing him in after ADP as a fade. That's all I'm saying.
Fair.
To the detractors in chat.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. That's the glory about best ball. Everyone got different. It's just
I
like
Chuba. I'm taking Chuba. There's a reason why Chuba falls past ADP regularly.
Yeah.
But also, I was shocked when I looked up his contract a few days ago and saw that it was basically like a 4-year, $5 to $8 million per year type of like spread out. It wasn't anything like this is not hamstrung. It's a very fair, reasonable, like 100%. Middle of the pack RB contract. And we see those guys lose their jobs all the time. He's a 5th round pick. Relax, guys. Don't come after me. I'm just reminding you of like context.
All right. Well, this team would be a lot better if it had Chuba on it. Never
Zach,
mind.
the only reason why I say that is because they also had other backups that they like and involved, and they extended Connor. So like I think they could, but based on their actions and their statements, they might be set to like give him another try a la Tank Bixby. Yeah. Ricky, Jonnu, Andrews, or
like
Moon
Jonnu.
all seem good.
I love Jonnu.
Let's go Jonnu.
I got a lot of
Jonnu. I love Jonnu with you.
I mean, he's still in Miami. I mean, he just seemed like the ultimate just like check down for Tua, which is totally.
I love his price. Yeah, between 80 and 100, I'll take him over.
Right next to Kelsey? Are you kidding me? Like, he's right next to Kelsey. Like, yeah, I'll take Jonnu over Kelsey every time.
Yeah, his per route metrics were always really solid. He was outproducing first round talents in pits.
Yeah, what did Arthur Smith know?
Yeah, Arthur Smith still sucks as a coach.
but he was right.
Wrong about tight end. Maybe not.
Hey, let's go. No. See, I just won the argument. Look at that.
I mean, we were gonna take him if he fell back to us. That's all I'm saying.
Granted, Hollywood Brown didn't do anything this year.
I want pieces of all Walker, Connor, Chuba, Mixon. I've taken Mixon the least, but we had like a Houston stack, so like that was that's really all it.
If this happens, I'll be pissed because I love Devin Neal. Then I'll be conflicted. But I think Devin Neal's
I think they're gonna have enough run volume to feed both guys, but like if one guy is gonna fall in ADP because he's a 5th round pick that got a reasonable contract extension, it's Chuba. It's Chuba and it's Tracy, I think, of all those guys. And then Warren. Warren feels like I want to be on Warren, but like it's Arthur Smith. He uses split backfields. They're gonna replace Najee if they don't bring Najee back. I don't think the price too much. Yeah.
Where does Najee go? Najee feels like a Charger. I can't even explain. He just feels like a Charger.
Everyone has said that, so I can't wait for him to end up in Dallas. Because that's the most Dallas fucking move. Is like we just got a big guy that gets in the end zone, and he doesn't. He doesn't get in the end zone.
Massive guy.
I'm taking him at ADP though. He feels like an easy riser of a veteran back.
Yeah. Also, too, if you guys are new to the channel, go down there, drop a like. 30 likes for we'll do a second draft on stream. Tap the sub button as well. Let me get the sauces out. At 1,000 subs, we are doing the Hot Ones Best Ball Challenge. So we have the official sauces for season, whatever they're on. I got it for Christmas. So we got the sauces in here. 1 wing every 2 rounds, 10 different wings. And then we'll obviously go up. So yeah, so the bomb is in there, last dab, all whatever sauces are from season, whatever they're on. So make sure you go down there, tap the sub button. Hopefully we do it before the draft. Hopefully we get there. We've been making some really good progress. So I encourage you to tap the sub button and if you want to see that video, because we did it last year, but we did it with Buffalo Wild Wings, not the same. This is gonna be a lot worse.
Excited. That lineup's really tasty too.
Have you had it?
I'm a hot sauce fanatic. We'll get into it after the pick.
Oh, okay. Okay. QB wise, do we have anybody? Kyler, Baker, no Baker. Caleb, no Chicago. Kyler or Golden? I think I would. I'm high on Golden just because I was listening to.
Let's go Golden. Yeah, we don't have to go for a quarterback right now because we have Stroud and Geno available later.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I do think the rookie running back class is potentially deep in versatility. I don't think it's deep in like quality. And so once again, I think I'm going to be fading like outside the top 2 or 3 guys until landing spot. I'll take the cheap guys because like the risk reward right now is pretty low.
Yeah.
But I think gaming the right veteran running backs and the right rookie running backs is going to be big. And I mean, we see this every year. There's just landmines, whether it's health, whether it's poor training camp, or whether it's just like really bad landing spot or draft capital. So there may not be as many spots to like make a splash after free agency because like this free agent class kind of sucks, but like J.K. Dobbins and then Najee Harris and Rico Dowdle aren't the worst if you're just looking for like a cheap plug and play starter, right? And those guys have been good enough to like take on good amount of volume. So there might not be many starting spots for like really solid dudes that don't just like overtake the room, right?
Yeah. I'm a subscriber to that. This running back class is really good. And by really good, I mean, like, I think we're going to see a ton of guys go in round 3, like just one after the other. We saw it last year, but and again, Bucky was a great example, but like Braylon, like, yeah, he played, but he didn't really do anything fancy wise. It's just like even kind of toward the end of the season. So Braylon
because he ended up in a spot behind a really talented running back, behind a really bad O-line and a bad team. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, do you think Braylon Allen's like, could you see him if he was like the starter, like he had a couple spots.
I think he had. I was fading him in last year's big board as like a guy that was just honestly just big and young, and I thought the only two outs he had to taking over a lot of volume was Dallas or Chargers, and neither team took him. So I thought I'm gonna fade him for the most part, and I didn't get hurt by that much, but it did impact Breece Hall to an extent. Because in the games where it was just volume is all he needed to like get by in those dog shit scoring outings, well, Braylon took 4 to 7 touches and that hurt.
Thinking QB here, we got a lot of guys. We could just grab Stroud now if we just want to get him.
I don't think we have to. We can try to backstack Herbert. We can try to backstack Love, or we can stack Drake May.
Love's easy to backstack. Wait, Drake May. Oh
I'm
yeah, I
just
see.
giving you
Okay.
options that we don't have to.
Let's go Love on this one.
That sounds good.
Let's go Love. I like. I mean, we're just coming. We're fresh off watching all the rookie running backs. By the way, if you haven't seen it, I posted this on Twitter. I need to change this. If you guys go in the replies on my Twitter, some guy called me a effing R word because because if you were on stream the day we watched him, I made a joke. I'm just gonna spell it like the herb kind of thing. And there were people that did not appreciate that.
How did you not just respond to that guy and be like, "LOL, can't believe
I
you
couldn't
didn't
even.
get the
I
joke."
couldn't even.
No,
I couldn't even respond because he blocked me. I didn't even respond and he blocked me.
Oh, dude, I'm getting. Twitter is it's just people that want to be fucking mad.
I don't care. I kind of welcome it. I think it's kind of
Also, dude, I think if you want to get mass engagement, but like a lot of fucking hate, you put out rankings or you put out a mock. People love to tell you that they are so much smarter than you and you are so fucking stupid. They eat that shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but like this top 11, I love. I love this top 11. Like I feel like all these guys are going.
I know, but if like
4 at the
three of
latest,
them get good spots, it just doesn't matter.
And like that's why I'm not drafting. Like it's like those guys on the list, like Brashard Smith, like Devin Neal, RJ Harvey, DJ Giddens. Like where they're going in drafts right now is not inexpensive. If you look at the names they're going around, like that's why I'm drafting so much of them, because look at the names they're going around. They're going around Kareem Hunt. I'm good. Javonte Williams, no thanks. Jordan Mason, I'll take a couple of shares of because I think he could be. If you're not drafting CMC, you should probably be drafting Jordan Mason. Kendra, I'm good. Justice Hill, no thanks. Estime, no thanks. Lloyd, no thanks.
Justice Hill, no thanks. Wow.
No thanks.
You just don't want all those receiving touchdowns attached to Lamar?
I think they like Mitchell. I think Mitchell's coming off an injury.
Is that why they continue to use Justice Hill exclusively over Mitchell?
But they used Mitchell exclusively over Hill when he was a rookie, and like coming into like his rookie year, they used Mitchell exclusively over Hill.
And then Justice Hill got healthier off the Achilles, and Keaton Mitchell tore his ACL.
And now Mitchell will be a year removed from the ACL. I think he's a better player, personally.
I don't know. They use Justice Hill as the big blocking guy. So I think if anything, he just takes away from some of the Henry carries, not from the Justice Hill pass packages.
All right, regardless, I'm still good on Justice Hill.
I think both are valid picks, but I've been taking a lot of Justice Hill because he feels like likely to re-sign. And if he doesn't, I think he ends up in a team like Greg Roman that if J.K. Dobbins walks, he's got his pass down outlet again attached to Justin Herbert, which I like a lot too. So for like 20th round running backs or 18th round running backs, I think you could do worse than that, especially given his age. Like some of those other dudes are much, much older. They could be on the bench a lot. I mean, Kareem Hunt, 43% last year's big board, looked stupid until week 8 and then mattered. But if I'd mixed in more guys that were mattering from week 1, that would have helped.
I like Scatterboo a lot.
You like Scatterboo more than like Tajay Spears?
Yeah, I do.
Despite 3 weeks of over 20 points for Spears in a dog shit offense?
Pollard was out.
And so Pollard can't be out again?
I think Scatterboo is like
I'm taking him. That's fine.
Okay, good.
I like both.
I just think we watched Scatterboo and like I went into it being like, okay, I know he's slow. Like I'm sure.
I'm terrified he gets shit draft capital. Is all.
I don't think he's going to. I think like I don't, dude. He is like so good at everything else other than speed. And again, speed's a very big part of the running back position, but everything else he does unbelievable. He can catch the ball. His receiving production was really good. You just watch him and it's like he has like the best contact balance in this class, and it's not even close. Like he bounces off so much stuff. I think it's that low center of gravity. We got some power football teams left in the league. Like this guy ends up on the Chargers, like it's over. And again, any running back that ends up on the Chargers, but like it just feels like that's the kind of style they want to like have is like the Chargers or Pittsburgh or someone like that. Like Scatterboo just feels like a guy who's gonna.
He just feels really expensive.
Round 11 going. I don't think that's awful.
Round 11 versus 2 guys that are RB2 with RB1 potential if their starter goes down or their coaching staff shifts things up. Versus guy who has not been drafted yet with questionable like draft capital. That's it.
I mean, fair, but like I think Scadaboo's like wherever he goes, I don't think he's gonna be an RB3 somewhere unless he just ends up.
I don't know.
Possible.
I liked Will Shipley a lot, and he got doghoused for fucking Kenny Gainwell.
This isn't Will Shipley though.
I didn't think that was Will Shipley last year either.
This isn't Will Shipley. This is. I mean, yeah, I was wrong on Corley last year, so I mean, I'm fucking.
Also, MDS saying Justice won't spike for us. I have news for you, brother. Last year, 18.6, 12.3, 13.2, 15.3. Those were 4 awesome, very usable spike weeks from your last round running back. Suck it. I think he could absolutely do that attached to a really good offense. And that was with Henry playing all the games.
Tua with Jonnu? Or we could go
yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, let's do it. All right.
20-year bust. Is that what you're saying for your then you're not going to take a lot of running backs past round 18 then, brother. I have news for you. Most of those guys don't do shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking for a guy that can just fill in the flex. And considering injuries, by late in the season, 12 to 15 points in your flex or your running back 2 is like water in the desert when you got a bunch of guys that are struggling to get any volume. I just want to, this point in the big board, I want to simplify it down to like good offenses, players with paths to be awesome with upside, likelihoods of upside. I don't want to just use the word upside. I want to like evaluate the. I hope so. I've taken Brashard Smith.
I love Brashard Smith. I love him.
If we're talking likelihoods, the rookie that's yet to be drafted is not likelier than Justice will to score, who put up 106 fantasy points last year as RB2 behind Derrick Henry. That's pretty good.
What's funny about Brashard Smith is he goes literally as the same ADP as Antonio Gibson, who again switched from wide receiver to play running back. But like the difference between those two players is that Brashard Smith's really good at football.
Have you watched the Brashard Smith tape yet?
Yeah. I watch it every night.
Like on stream.
Yeah, we did, but we can watch it again. I'm down to watch it again.
I mean, just tell me which stream. I want to go watch it. I've seen some like Ray from the barbecue has talked about Brashard Smith, so I got to go look into it.
He had a really good Senior Bowl. I heard he had a really good Senior Bowl.
I heard that too, but like Roman Wilson had an awesome Senior Bowl too, and then he ended up wide receiver 5 for Arthur Smith. So, just saying, guys, like
could be a landing spot. That
was a 3rd round draft pick that did not fucking play last year. Like this happens. It does.
Yeah, you're gonna have your if you're drafting exclusively rookies, you're gonna miss more than you hit. But it's like if you hit, that's the thing with rookies.
And I'm not saying don't take rookies. I'm saying be price sensitive and don't ignore vets with good roles. That's all on good offenses. That's the difference.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'd rather take a chance on Brashard Smith than Antonio Gibson. That dude sucks. We know he sucks now. He's not good at football.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He had legit opportunities last year and did nothing. Again, on the pass.
That team sucked.
I know, but he didn't do anything. They were like, yeah. Remember the last game of the season? Yeah, Roger's gonna sit. We're gonna let Gibson start this one. Guess who didn't start that game?
Well, and then guess who got fired the next day for being an idiot? The head coach, brother. Like you can't. Here's the thing.
But like we have so much sample size that Gibson's not good. He had a good rookie year, and it's like Gibson's back. Even Justin Herzig drafted. I think Gibson was his like most exposed player this year. Like what? I'm done. I'm done with the game. I won't have a share of him on my team this year. I'm done. It's over.
Well, look, I get it. I'm not saying draft him, but I'm saying he's gonna be on the team, and that's it. And the team's likely to be much better. Well, I won't say much. Likely to be better from a baseline floor than it was last year, considering first time, very overwhelmed, in over his head, bad coach. 2, like dog water O-line, worst in the league. 3, rookie quarterback with almost no weapons. 4, rookie quarterback didn't start till like week 4. So, their context.
All right.
Volume is king. That's all that matters.
Otten or
I think we got a hammer receiver here.
Okay. You like Coker, Restrepo, Tillman? Those are kind of the 3.
I'm taking Tillman. He looked pretty promising, and if the quarterback situation improves, I kind of like it.
That concussion he had though was kind of weird. His for like 4 weeks of the concussion.
And I mean, so the fantasy docs have said that like young players' first time concussions can vary wildly. They usually average 2 or more games missed. Neighbors missed 2 games. Tillman ended up missing 4.5, and they just shut him down.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons. But he looked like super legit with Winston. Plays outside receiver. I expect the Browns to add another receiver. It's likely to be in the draft. The quarterback's not going to be Watson. So like all those things in round 13, I like Tillman a lot as a year 2 guy that could, or year 3 guy that was kind of breaking out and just got hurt. And also like PJ Walker, they benched Winston and put in PJ Walker. So it's like, yeah, I get why. No, but like he spiked like really solidly. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, he might be the biggest like Jawan Jennings this year of a guy who has some like really solid stretches next year, who gave us hints of it, and we just didn't, take into account. This also assumes their quarterback isn't, a pile of dog shit.
Yeah. One thing about what was I going to talk about? I don't remember what I was going to say. Something about Tillman. Whatever. I don't care. All right.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually, probably.
I'm also like Tillman was pretty decent draft capital and was kind of breaking out. Jalen Coker was undrafted. If Thielen doesn't leave, he's got thin outs to see the field on a regular basis because he kind of plays like that slot role. They have every reason to get Leggett and Thielen on the field more. So from a playing time standpoint, I think Tillman's got a clearer path than Coker does.
Yeah.
Coker's ADP is a little aggressive.
We also got to kind of stack some Green Bay stuff here, potential, hopefully.
Well, so who's left? Because we Tucker at ADP.
Got Wicks. Wicks is here. Who I think, Christian Watson's going to be out for like a majority of the year.
Or do we just keep taking rookie receivers and hoping that that's who they add as their true alpha?
You see what Josh Jacobs was saying today? He wants to add.
That was my joke about getting a true alpha.
Oh, okay. DK, hey, he's been in some trade talks. Maybe he goes to Green Bay. Probably not.
Who has what?
I feel like DK's got some trade speculation around him.
Anybody can have trade speculation when the media is bored and trying to drum up interest.
Do you like Komet?
I've been taking him. Ben Johnson, no Shane Waldron, like could be worse.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to go Wicks here?
Yeah, I think it makes sense to add Wicks.
Yeah.
Just get the stack. He can't be as bad as he was last year, right? They called this guy the second coming of Devontae Adams. I will never forget that.
Oh, man.
They said this guy reminds me of Devontae Adams.
I was like kind of mad at myself that because I was like, yeah, the underlying numbers are it's like, oh, look at his like these advanced stats, or it's like, yeah, you know how many snaps he played? It's like very small sample size, but like I get what, and I kind of got roped in. I still was underweight on him, but I got roped. I was like, I'm not gonna take this guy like where he's
when he rose like 2 rounds, around like I was like, when is he gonna see the field? Like
he's a wide receiver 4.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Last time I checked, Watson isn't dead. Dobbs didn't die.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so let's run it back. 2023, December. McFleur says, and I quote, "This guy reminds me of Devontae Adams." We go back further. 10 years ago, Devontae Adams has a dog shit rookie season and a really bumpy but somewhat promising year 2 and a very promising breakout year 3. Wicks is Devontae Adams when he breaks out and scores 200 PPR points this year when he figures out how to catch the ball and run routes like Devontae Adams. I see the vision, McFleur. I see it.
Deontay figured it out. Do you remember Deontay had a drop problem? It's like, and granted, Deontay's got his own problems now, but he had some good fantasy seasons there.
Hey, my mantra in life and in fantasy and in football is no problem jugs can't fix. Know what I'm saying? Hit the jugs machine, Wicks.
Get that on a shirt. I remember what I was going to say earlier. I feel like we're talking about like the running back class. Like, oh yeah, running back class might be bad. Like whatever, maybe it's not as good as advertised. No one's really talking about this receiver class and it like being like, it's obviously not last year, but like Ted McMillan like isn't exactly like the most like surefire prospect. I think even though he's kind of being labeled as he is. Egbuka, nice, not as good as like a JSN who went in the 20s. You got who else? You got who am I forgetting? Tet and who's the other big one? You got Hunter. Who knows what that turns out to be? Luther Burden, who was awesome in 2023, was awful this year though. Granted, that could be some reasons not due to him, but it's like no one's really talking about like this. I don't want to call it the Josh Doxson year, but or like Josh Doxson and then who the guys like Laquan Treadwell. I don't want to call it that.
Or Jalen
Like,
Reagor over
Jalen
Justin Jefferson. You
yeah,
know?
like it feels like we're due for like Ted's kind of being like priced up like he's gonna go like top 10, and maybe he will, but it's like I don't really love the guys behind him. Like it's so I think like if you're
I
gonna
like
buy
the
in on
rookie.
any
I think the
rookies,
receiver. Yeah, I think the rookie receivers are a little overhyped right now. They're
yeah,
definitely overpriced.
definitely overpriced. Definitely overpriced.
And
So
also, my bad for all the people with the noise. I'm good with Algier or Komet here. Makes
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Both after ADP.
I like Komet. Let's go Komet.
Yeah. Apparently, my lawn guys decided they'd show up at 5:50 when they've never shown up past 10 a.m. So apologies to anybody hearing it come through the speakers and hearing my dogs want to
Yeah.
rip them to assholes.
This
Shout out.
guy
Shout
must
out
have
the
had a
lawn guy.
great year. Great year on fantasy. Didn't even mow his own lawn.
I mowed my own lawn for 2 years. I live on almost half a fucking acre in Houston, where it's 85 to 105, 8 to 10 months of the year. So go fuck yourself for 2 hours in the sun. I've done that. Dude, I was mowing lawns when I was 9. Like we did lawn stuff. I've paid my dues.
Yeah. I mowed some lawns before. I can't say I've mowed a lawn like the past. Ooh. It's been like probably 8 years though. It's been a while.
My wife's texting me. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I barely got them inside because they're like opening the gate. They don't even text me, and they're just opening the gate. And I'm like, dude, I have 200 pounds of dog that will eat you in my yard. Send me a text before you just like pop in. You're gonna lose an arm."
My goal is to get one of those riding lawnmowers. That's what I want.
Oh, so like the thing with that is like it's a cost benefit analysis. As an NBA haver, you know, like time is money. You can't get that back. And then like to buy, maintain, and store a mower is a lot. Where I could just pay like $30 a month to get it mowed and save myself the time. And newsflash, if I want to be on camera for you sickos, every hour I get back is a good thing.
There you go. You like Darnold at all? I don't know where the stack that we have, but I mean,
yeah, I don't mind. I mean, Darnold again after ADP and this, we've got a couple rookies. We've got he could go to Cleveland. He could go to
why not Seattle?
The Giants.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
Goes back to New York, but just goes to the Giants.
In the big board, we saw like a nothing burger team win last year. So I'm not like I want to have stacks. I want to have mini stacks. You also don't have to be nearly as precise if you're just sound with your picks and with your construction, and then just getting lucky in your pods. And Darnold's mobile. Darnold could go to a friendly team. There's also like the slight chance he returns to Minnesota because JJ McCarthy's not progressing as well as you'd like in your injury.
What was I gonna say? You percentage chance, and again, I don't think anyone's predicting this to happen. Percentage chance that Darnold does end back up in Minnesota. Is it less? Is it more than 0?
It's definitely more than 0. Like it's
like 10% chance.
I think 5 to 10% chance is very reasonable.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think 10's probably a little optimistic, but it's definitely closer to 5 than it is 0.
Yeah.
Because like they have what they need. Like if Darnold decides I want to sign a team friendly, practical 2-year with an like Geno, he could sign the Geno contract, his first contract, which is like 1 year guaranteed, 2 years incentive heavy, easy to cut me, let me prove myself, extend me year 2. Like if Darnold wanted to do that, which he has no reason to do, he has every reason to go get the bag in, Vegas, get the bag in,
What's the bag look like somewhere else though? Where like maybe he goes to Vegas, but it's like it's Pete Carroll and who's their OC again? Who they just signed? They
Chip
got
Kelly, baby.
Chip Kelly. So it's just like
Chip Kelly made Nick Foles look like a god.
I don't know.
I remember
he wasn't the OC on that team.
Yeah, he was
on the Super Bowl team. No, he wasn't.
No, I'm talking about Nick Foles when he was the starter, not as the
backup. Yeah, I don't care, man. I don't care about that.
You don't remember Nick Foles having
dude, everybody hates Chip Kelly. Like, have you heard those old Eagles guys talk about Chip Kelly? They hate his guts.
Well, because he ran them into the ground with pace. But for fantasy, that's good.
I'm not necessarily in on Chip Kelly. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying I'm in on it, but like for fantasy, he's going to feed the running back.
But
And
here's what I'm saying. Like Darnold, you're like, okay, like what's the deal look like? How much better is the deal in Vegas or Cleveland or the Giants than it is in Minnesota? Where like, yeah, he's probably gonna get more money to go to those other places.
Probably
but if
guaranteed money is the difference.
If I'm Darnold, I'm like, I just succeeded here. Maybe I give up an extra money. I've already made it. Actually, like you look at how much money Darnold's made. It's a lot more than you would think because he signed that Carolina deal that was egregious.
I'm with you.
I don't know, man.
I think running back makes sense here.
I love Giddens.
Who else? Can you hit the RB tab and let's just take a peek?
Justice Hill. I love Giddens. Mason, I'm fine with.
No, take Giddens. I like Hill more than Mason. Isaac Guerrero took his job.
You think so?
Yes, they gave him all the work, and he's far more explosive.
Yeah, but he got all the work when Mason was out. He didn't get any work when Mason was in.
And the second they were both healthy, Guerrero got the lion's share of the work.
I don't think they were ever both healthy after Mason got hurt that initial time against the Seahawks.
I have to go check the game logs. I thought I remember that.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like because Mason was the guy at the beginning of the season, he was killing it, and then.
Well, let me ask you a question. If CMC is healthy, who matters more on limited touches, Mason or Guerrero? Who's more likely to see limited touches behind healthy CMC?
I think it could be Mason.
You think healthy CMC Mason gets more touches than Guerrero?
I don't know. I don't know who's the better player between Mason.
No. I'm just saying, like, who makes more sense to give the random handoff to every once in a while with healthy CMC? The guy that has explosive speed.
I don't know if they look at it like that though.
That's Deebo's whole existence.
Yeah, but he's not. But Guerrero's not Deebo Samuel.
No, you're right. He's faster.
Yeah, okay, I get that he's faster, but like Guerrero could definitely just be like, okay, you're gonna go do kickoffs, have fun. Like that could just be Guerrero.
Okay, so one of these players is probably touching the ball more often with a healthy CMC. It's Guerrero. That's my point.
I don't care about the 90-yard touchdown that may or may not happen on one carry.
It's called best ball.
I'm looking for the guy who's gonna, if someone goes down, which is a lot more realistic.
Oh, Mason is a free agent, so we have no idea if he's back on San Francisco.
Okay, let's
thank you, Chad. A point I was not making to make me right.
You're right. I didn't know that either. Who Hames? Thank you. I didn't know that.
See, check your shit before you click the player. Go player name, OTC, or spot track, and check are they a free agent or not.
Let me go look right now.
Oh yeah, Mason may not have a job next year.
You call it spot track? I call it Spo track.
Whatever you want to fucking call it. I use over the cap. Over the cap.
You're over the cap guy.
Yeah, because I can see when a post versus pre-June 1 cut matters with the money, baby. That's good shit.
Okay. Another. Let's open up a little. We probably get a QB.
Yeah, probably.
Malik.
Are you slightly tempted for a fourth quarterback?
Yeah, Malik.
I think let's take one more running back before we take receiver.
Okay. Brashard, Damian.
Give me some Lloyd. I'm gonna make you take Lloyd.
Okay. I've been wanting to take Lloyd, so I'm fine with that. And it's a Green Bay thing. Yeah. We haven't seen Lloyd yet.
We have Lloyd, or we have Love. And then like he had the worst injury run out outside of Jonathan Brooks. We saw Emmanuel Wilson get work. Emmanuel Wilson, I think he's a restricted free agent this year. And so like it's Lloyd had every chance, and he got some pretty good coach speak before he got hurt in the summer, and then hurt again, and then got fucking appendicitis. So and then got shut down on the IR. Yeah. So I know it's short for sports, you bitch.
James, did you come up with that one all by yourself? That's fine.
Curious you're not pulling up Terrence's comment.
See, yeah. Okay, but like I'm just going off what we saw. And granted, Guerrero was a rookie. I'm saying I don't know. So that was all I was saying. But yeah, maybe you're right. I'm willing to wave the flag on this one. Not the Panthers drafting our RB in round 2 though. Stand firm on that one.
How firm? 3.9?
I'll tell you what, if I'm a Falcons fan, I pray to God they draft a running back in round 2.
I mean, we've seen how many times
it's a win-win for me.
The Lions drafted Gibbs at 12 when they had Monty on a 30-year,
okay, but $30 million contract.
The best Chuba Hubbard example is Ty Algier, who his team drafted Bijan Robinson at 8.
Do you know what round they drafted Algier in?
Wasn't he like a 5th round pick?
5th round pick. I'm not saying they're not going to draft a running back. I'm saying they're not going to draft a guy in round 2 or round 3. You know who the Lions also had on their team?
You're right. They could draft a guy in round 1 and steal his job. Come on and takes Genty. Oh my god, that would be
They're kind of in the spot. They're kind of in the spot to do it.
I'm rooting for that now. That would be so fucking funny, dude. The Chuba people, they're like, we love Genty, we love Chuba. Fuck Jonathan Brooks, and then they draft Genty. They're like, fuck. That would be so funny, dude.
Ugh.
Oh,
I hope that doesn't happen.
Shit. I can't wait. He's gonna go to Denver. It's gonna be awful.
Yeah, I don't know. He goes to Denver. Where do you think the most likely?
No, I'm just saying. I hope to God he does not go to Denver.
Do you think he goes before or after pick 15? Who should we draft? Want to go Malik here now? Miami.
Yeah, we probably
draft
should.
somebody. They could draft somebody.
Yeah. I don't think he's that good, but if Hill's not, yeah, I mean, he makes sense.
He was fine at the end of the season. I think he was coming along.
I know. I'm just saying that there might be stronger.
He had to beat out a guy by the name of Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, and he beat him off good.
Yeah, he did.
I was in Malik
Sterios who tore his ACL week 1.
Okay, hold on. What was I fucking saying? Oh no. Oh yeah. The Falcons are like, I
would love this. I'd be fine with it.
We took Pitts in the first round a few years ago and he was bad. What if we now take Tyler Warren, but later? All right.
Dude, I'm hearing like Tyler Warren, like Gronk comps, like from like people I respect.
And that's so disrespectful to who Gronk was as a player, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm looking at the draft. You asked where does Genty go above? So 15 is Atlanta. So yeah, I'd say Dallas at 12 is potential.
Yep.
Chicago at 10 is a sneaky underdog, I think.
Yeah, that would be so fun. I
think Vegas at 6 is possible. No. I think Vegas trading out of 6, just because, again, Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, they don't give a fuck about draft capital, and they want to run the ball a lot. And there's no one good under contract there. So I think Vegas trading down or just taking him. I mean, they flipped a coin on Bowers as best player available. I know it's a different regime, but it's still like some of the same front office.
Yeah. Respect them for doing that, by the way. It's like just because we drafted Mayer in round 2, it's like what Bowers is just so good. Like we're just gonna draft him anyway.
Yeah, I think his floor is.
This is where I want him to go. I want the Vikings to get Genty. Do you know how like that offense?
They will.
I don't think they will, but like that's the best landing spot out of anywhere he could go. There's not another team in the league where you're like, I want Genty to go to that team to be perfect. I think it's the Vikings. Aaron Jones is a free agent. They have nobody. They're drafting a running back somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to draft a cheap one and just call it a day. Who do we?
Like, what if they don't?
I think they re-sign Aaron Jones. That would make a lot of sense.
I don't know. I could just totally them. Dude, Aaron Jones sucks. He's not good anymore. He's not good.
But he's cheap.
Who
do we have a tight end?
Good players, I think. Johnny and Cole Kmet.
Okay.
I draft a rookie tight end every time I do this, but I'm down to go somewhere else if you want to. I usually go Taylor or Arroyo, who's gone.
No, let's just take another running back. These tight ends suck.
All right. You don't like Taylor?
Rookie tight ends late. It's a lot of risk. Yeah, you mentioned him. Get your boy.
Yeah. All right. There we go. That's the team.
Who hangs? What if they keep talking about generational talent because they really want someone to pay 3 future first-round picks to trade out of 1 and get a haul because they need everything and they have a new fucking coach?
I think if they don't trade out, they're just going to take Ward. I feel like that's kind of – I don't think they –
What happened to Ty Algier? The team hates him now. That's why they –
they were like, we need to get Cam Akers back. They went out and traded for Cam Akers. Like, we need a backup.
They let Cam Akers walk. And then they love. We love Cam Akers. Buy Cam Akers, and Cam Akers signs for like $2 million. And then mid-season they go, we hate Ty Chandler so much, we're trading a 6th-round pick for Cam Akers, the guy we let walk for like $1 million. Yeah. The draft is funny because like, I think if Genty makes it past Dallas at 12, teams like Miami, Indianapolis, Atlanta, Arizona could trade out for a team trading up for Genty.
I'm saying.
And that's a Denver, that's a Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is the spot where he's definitely getting volume and he's fucking Jalen so hard, right? But at the same time, Arthur does use 2 backs. And so Genty could see a lot of volume under the Tomlin thing, but still see split usage like we saw with Bijan and Algier. So I think the two spots I'm most nervous about him going are Denver and Pittsburgh from like a volume standpoint, because Peyton keeps talking about, I want to have multiple backs. I want to use multiple backs. And Arthur Smith is like, I will unabashedly split the backfield workload. So as far as like draft capital, not talent, those two spots terrify me as likely and would kind of suck potentially. But I think as long as he's in the second round, I think Genty would be worth it in either of those spots. I'd feel better about Pittsburgh than Denver, I think. You can't trust Peyton with how he does anything. And it help people like reference Kamara, but like Kamara's rookie season, he was going up against Adrian Peterson and he was eating with Drew Brees.
We got like traded 2 weeks later.
Yeah. So, but even then, he didn't see like all of the work and he was like otherworldly efficient. And you can't assume that Genty's going to be like, Alvin Kamara first 3 years efficiency right out the gate. I think he can be very good. So I would hope he'd go to like a place like Dallas or Vegas where he's definitely going to see like all of the work. I don't want him splitting work with dog shit, stupid bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, well, I'm probably gonna rip one more. You're more than welcome to stay, but feel no pressure to get out of here.
I'm probably gonna bounce because I gotta deal with these fucking lawn people. But much love. That was a good squad. I think that was my first love team, and that was my first first share of who did we take? Or first team with Jason and DK, and probably we took someone I hadn't taken before. I don't think I've taken Mixon yet either.
Oh, there you go. The guy you love, you haven't taken?
I didn't say I loved him. I said he's just less risky than Chuba.
All right, fair enough. All right, hey, you guys can go watch Emo Cowboy on the Fantasy Sanctuary. Appreciate you coming on. We're gonna rip one more and watch some highlights. Yeah.
Before I bounce, hit the like, hit the sub if you haven't already. Get this man to 1K so that he can make 15 cents per stream from our Lord and Saviors at Google.com. Because Biden inflation is over, but Trump tariff season is on. And our boy's buying a bunch of Chinese cheap shit, and it's going to get a lot more expensive now. You hate to see it.
All right. Well, there we go. All right. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming on. All right. Well, this is my brother. He said it's him. Gavin, come up here. Come up here. If these are good Wolves tickets, I might have to bounce. Oh, speaking of Ant wants tickets for Mavs LA. All right. Well, let's see. Well, I might go to this Wolves game now. Are they good tickets?
I don't know. She just got them.
Where find out where they are. If they're good, I'll go.
I can hear you on here.
Oh.
Okay, what?
If they're good, I'll go.
How good?
Like if they're first level, I'll go. If they're second level, I'm good.
They are.
First level?
Yeah.
All right. Let me text her. Because the game's at 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got me that new answers and your rocket.
Yeah, right. All right. Please hold. Might be leaving. All right, hey, let's watch some. I said I wanted to watch Matthew Golden, so let's watch. I haven't watched any Matthew Golden yet. None. I haven't watched at a single. I don't even know what like I said. I don't even know what he looks like. Don't even know what he looks like. Let's watch Matthew Golden. Passing on 200s for free. Yeah. Because I'd rather draft if it's 200s, but if it's first level, well, then we can talk. All right, Matthew Golden. Here we go. Like I said, I heard. Who was it? I was listening to the McShay show today, and him and I forget the other guy's name that he has on the McShay show. He's a scout, been around forever. They dropped their receiver rankings today, at least like their top 5, top 10. They had Golden above Luther Burton. So off that alone, I mean, I granted, I'm kind of a McShay slappy. I really like McShay. I think he's smart about a lot of the stuff he does. So that's a fun route. I need to be locked in on Golden here. Boom. Let's see this route. Yeah, love it. There we go. I don't know what that safety's doing. That's your zone, brother. Yeah, I was talking about this with Emo Cowboy in the pre-show. That's what I was talking about. He said so McShay, real quick, I'll pause this. McShay said he said on his podcast today, again, I recommend it to anybody. There's some D-line stuff on there and all that kind of stuff, but McShay said today that Travion Henderson, and it wasn't even just his opinion, it was what GMs have been telling him. He said that if there's going to be a running back that goes in round 1 other than Genty, it's going to be Travion Henderson, which I mean, it's like, okay, like the NFL seems to like this guy, and it sounded like it was kind of like they look at Travion as more of a Gibbs, not going to be a guy that can command an entire backfield, not going to be a guy that, is a 3-down workhorse. He has to be used periodically. He had his best season this year when they brought in a bruiser like Judkins, and they're like, all right, Travion, go be the fastest guy on the field and get big plays for us. So I think that's kind of what Travion's role is. Now, do you draft a guy like that in round 1? That would be my only thing, which I would have if you're not even drafting a guy who's gonna be like a 3-down workhorse, like like Genty's going in round 1, then like why are we doing it? So that's what I'm a little scared about. Let's keep watching Golden. It sounds like he really came on late. Only thing that scares me about Golden is this feels like because his production isn't there, but he had a really good college football playoff, and it just feels like he could be A.D. Mitchell, which would not be great. That would not be great. I thought that was AJ Terrell for a minute. I want to see the route right here. 2 feet, though. Love it. He's making some really nice grabs here. I definitely like him better than Bond. I really like Golden better than Bond, for sure. I don't like Bond at all. I think somebody in the chat yesterday said John Ross. Couldn't agree more. No, that's a nice ball from Quinn. That's a good ball. Good catch, too. All right. Kind of want to see his speed. Like, is this guy fast? Maybe it was Who Hames who said it. Yeah. Could be. What were Golden's stats? Wait, let me pause this real quick. Matthew Golden. What were his stats last year? Six foot, 195. I guess he almost had 1,000 yards this season. I didn't think it was that good. 9 touchdowns. Okay, that's not bad at all. Okay, let's finish this up. Hey, that's Arch. And I feel like receivers too. I feel like I'm really not the best receiver. Like I feel a lot like confident with more like my running back takes. I don't know if I take the headphones off now, fix my hair. I feel like I'm screaming into the mic. I feel like there's just so much more stuff that goes into receiver. Like you really have to watch like full breakdowns, like like what Matt Harmon does with reception, perception, all that. I put a lot more stock into my receiver kind of feels based off what other people say. Running backs, I'll have my own stands. Like Ray Davis last year's a perfect one. Receiver, I think it's a lot more nuanced than running back. Like you really gotta this feels like a guy who could be good. He's not, because I feel like the trap is like the big physical receivers are like more likely to bust. Think QJ, even though he wasn't physical at TCU. Think QJ, think Josh Doxson, think all these bigger body guys. Feels like they're Laquan Treadwell, right? That's what scares me a little bit about McMillan. But again, the upside of that is a guy like London or a guy like Mike Evans. So it's not to say that all big guys suck, but I do think they bust a little bit more often. Yeah, we haven't even really seen him in a breakaway speed scenario. I feel like and and I think speed's the one thing though. I much rather have my running back have breakaway speed than my receiver, because it's look at Amon-Ra. You think Amon-Ra's got breakaway speed? Definitely not. A lot of guys. Mike Evans definitely doesn't have breakaway speed. Gunnar Hell, okay, this guy can throw. All right. All right. Like I said, I don't even like know what to do with them. I'll put them top for now, but I probably won't post these receiver rankings because, like I said, I don't really know. I don't want to say I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel a lot less confident in posting receiver rankings than running back rankings. But okay, I'm gonna hop off. We will see you guys tomorrow for day 12. I'll be back probably around 5. Maybe actually a little later. Might be a little later tomorrow. So, but or maybe early. I don't know what time I'm streaming tomorrow. We will be streaming. I just don't know what time. But we will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, go down there, tap the like, tap the sub. Thank you in advance. And we will see you tomorrow night, as Joe Buck said. Peace.